Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of my official Solo Tribes series. Today I'm going to focus on showing exactly what you need to do once you've acquired your Oasisaur and you start becoming more established. Here is my progression so far. It's been a couple of weeks since I've started my solo series. Personally, I like having the incubators and breeding on the bottom and having all the crafting stations on top on the second floor. I'm recording on an angle like this because this Oasis is still live and I don't want anybody raiding it. Building a cart like this is really useful because it produces an infinite amount of berries. Here are the raw meat plants I farmed in the last video. It makes it so that you never have to leave your Oasisaur and you have an infinite amount of meat. What you need to get is a Maywing with a high food stat. The higher the food your Maywing has, the less meat or berries your babies eat per bite. The Oasisaur passively generates resources every few minutes, which is pretty nice. Once you acquire your Oasisaur, it's very important for you to not level any points into food. Level anything else, weight, stamina, preferably HP. The reason for this is that every time you resurrect a dino, it consumes 75% of the Oasisaur's total food. You can resurrect a new dino once every 24 hours. When you stand in the Oasisaur pool, it removes your swamp aids. In order to feed the Oasisaur, you need to craft plant pots. Once you craft them, you grab a shovel and you harvest trees, preferably the big trees. Those give you 2,000 food each. Here's the second floor with all the crafting stations needed. The Mega Labs. I like having a lot of Mega Labs because they have a lot of slots and they're super cheap to make. Here are most of my cryo tames. I'm still missing a few lines, but I have almost everything I need. One of the keys for surviving as a solo is to not have all your eggs in one basket. Once you're established on one Oasisaur, you need to go to other servers, tame more Oasisaurs, and spread your loot evenly, preferably between 2 and 3 servers. I have 3. I'm currently on 3 different servers right now with 3 Oasisaurs, and I split all my loot and lines evenly between all 3. Having a lot of loot and tames is nice, but the most important thing, I believe, is character progression. What you really want to focus on are boss fights, your skill tree, your Lost Colony skill tree, which is completely broken, and of course, getting as many levels as you can, because more levels you have, the better stats you have. Especially as a solo, having a skill tree like Recycler, Mass Production, even Telekinesis is super important. You could, for example, you kill a Karchar at someone's TP, and it's in turret range. You just have the Telekinesis, grab the essence, and there's your Karchar line. Also, Midas Touch is one of the most broken skill tree perks you could have. It's really good for farming element, wood, hide, so many things. So how to get it is to just do milestone missions, and every mission you complete, you get 3 points, and that could go towards your skill tree. The higher points you get, the harder the missions, but it's absolutely worth it. For farming metal, all I do is I make a raft with a steam forge on it, and that's it. I always have an extra motorboat and steam forge on my Oasisaur in case it gets hit. But yeah, you always want to cook your metal down in a steam forge. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, which is insane, and element isn't a problem on Astraeos. The server you choose to put your Oasisaur on is very important. You want to go to an Astraeos server where the alphas are very established. And when they're very established, what they do on the LE nodes is they set up a bunch of gigas on Dino Leash, which kills the ads instantly when you do a vein. So all you need to do is start the vein, and the alpha gigas do everything for you. And it takes less than 5 minutes. In case a couple of dinos get through, you would need just a basic weapon or even a basic tame to kill the dinos that get past the gigas. And this is how you could farm an unlimited element without having to do anything. See, here it hasn't even been a minute since I've started the vein, and it's already on wave 2. This is super quick, and you get thousands of element, basically for free. Of course, before you start the vein, make sure to check to see if the alphas are offline, which they are. If you want to harvest a lot more element, make sure you have the Midas Touch. Once the vein is done, you want to grab your taxidermy tool and hit the vein once you see the gold, which is right there. Then you grab your pick and you harvest away. Of course, you get a lot more element with a mantis, etc. But here you never want to be seen on your home server. You just want to get down, do a vein as fast as possible, and get out. So in less than 5 minutes, we went down, started the vein, harvested it, and got over 2,000 element. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I got to max level as a solo. First, what you want to do is go in single player mode, go to extinction, and mark down all your 2x and 4x notes with the waypoints on your map. You could go on YouTube and check where all the 2x and 4x's are, but it's very important to mark them down and to memorize where they are out in the map. The King Titan spawns once per day in each region. So here's a screenshot of when it spawns. So basically you could kill the King Titan 4 times per day because it spawns once on NA, once on EU, once on OC, and once on the Asia servers. You're going to want to spawn 15 minutes before the King Titan spawns. What you're going to need to bring is a Maywing, your Karchar, 2 cryo fridges, 2 batteries, and your kit. As well as a broth of enlightenment. And also you want to do this on the weekend when there's increased rates. That way you don't waste all of your 2x and 4x notes, because you're going to need them in the future when more expansions come out and you can get to more and more higher level. As you just saw, I put a rally point at the 4x note, and then I'm going to go and fly to the 2x note so that I'm ready right when the King Titan spawns. Because you're doing this solo, so you only have 15 minutes to kill the King Titan. Also, you want to get there as fast as possible, or else you could run into people like how I did on this episode, which you will see very soon. Sometimes the King Titan spawns a few minutes later than it says on Google. That's because of lag. Sometimes it could even be 30-40 minutes late. You just have to be very patient. So here the King Titan spawns. So what I do is I drink a broth of enlightenment, I grab the 2x note right here, and then I fly directly to the 4x rally point. That way I waste absolutely no time. And Maywing is probably one of the fastest tames in the game, so you want to get to the King Titan as fast as possible. So here I'm going to get the 4x note, and then we're going to go close to the King Titan and place down a cryo fridge. While waiting for the cryo fridge to activate, I put another rally point next to my cryo fridge so that when I'm done killing the King Titan, I can come back to the fridge, cryo my Karchar, throw out my Maywing, and dip. If possible, on your way to the King Titan, you want to gather up as many stacks as possible. That way you do more damage and you heal a little bit. Also, it helps if you end up running into enemies. Here what you want to do is bite the King Titan's toes and try to avoid as many stomps as you possibly can. Also, when the King Titan does its big charge attack, you want to be behind him or else you'll get one tapped. You don't have to last hit the King Titan with your character. Even if you kill it with the Karchar, you'll get the full XP. Every time the King Titan lifts its foot, all you need to do is back up a little bit to avoid the stomp. Here the King Titan is doing the power attack, so you definitely want to be behind him or else you will die. Doing this solo, you're really going to need a capped Karchar line. Preferably with imprint. It's probably possible to do it without imprint, but you really want to kill it as fast as possible because there are so many people that come to try and kill it. And if you're the first one there and do as I did, you'll be able to kill it before other people could even get to it in time. There we go, just 2 more hits before the power attack goes off. There we go. King Titan dead. Right here is where I spot the enemy Karchar that came a little bit too late. So I tried running. And this is where they try to chase me down. Once I realize that I can't run from them, I turn and try to fight. Here is when I realized there's 2 Karchars, and I really thought I was fucked. Here they thought they could take me 2v1, but I was fully stacked, so I won the exchange. Unfortunately, one of the guys with a tech suit got away. Looks like this guy had a full tech suit as well, but didn't dismount in time. And I got my last 4 levels I needed to hit level 195. Once Wildcard fixes the Lost Colony boss fight, I'll be able to get to level 210 with this method. And that concludes episode 3 and the series. I hope you guys liked it and found it useful. Please let me know if there's anything else I can improve.